What's the story now? What's the scoop?
Hi, my name's Chrissy and I'm from the New Elk Nation. I'd just like to start by acknowledging that we're visitors on the Lekwungen territory and thank the Songhees and Esquimalt and Coast Salish people for allowing us to be visitors on their land. I'm on day 15 of a cultural fast similar to Teresa Spence, and calling and praying that there's change to the housing crisis that's across Canada. And while doing so, have offered sanctuary to those who are homeless and are giving our population and citizens within Victoria the opportunity to come to our table and help hold up some of the most vulnerable people in our society. Tomorrow we'll be moving on our third week of a pop-up prayer vigil that's moving every 7 days. We'll be moving to St. Anne's Academy, where the Ministry of Citizen Services, one of their offices is, and that is the ministry that took us to Supreme Court over the tent city at the courthouse. They failed to live up to their promises. They said that there was going to be 51 units of housing created at the Super 8, and yet VHA has taken 28 for unstable stabilization. They didn't meet their promised timelines. They said it would be ready in November 30th of 2016, and then it was in January or February, and then it was eventually open in the spring with only 24 beds, not 51 beds of housing. They promised a no eviction policy management company for PHS, and yet there are people that are banned in red zone from that building. None of the community volunteer services were ever transferred over from Tent City. We had preachers, we had ministers, we had monks, we had artists, we had musicians that came and just shared their gifts with the people at Tent City. They didn't instruct them, they didn't preach to them, they were just present to help reintegrate people who've never been a part of a healthy family or community in how to better interact with our regular society. And I think the mental health and stability that was brought for so many people at Tent City was completely ignored. When we look at some of the highest needs people who were having over 50 calls to police throughout a month that went down to 10 to 15, I think that's pretty amazing. I think that when you looked at the harm reduction of people stabilizing and not using as many drugs as they were to be able to cope from the stress of having to move every 12 hours and not having anywhere to go, and being asked by society to be completely invisible for 12 hours out of your life, I think it's pretty inhumane. So
Totally.
If out of my prayer vigil for 49 days, if I can offer sanctuary to those who are ignored by society, and through my prayer vigil demonstrate to society what we're doing to our brothers and sisters. I mean, each and every day, I think we've won many victories. People here feel as though they're loved and cared for, and that they're important to someone. And there have been people who've been housed.
So you were at St. Anne's Academy already once. You did it.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
On the same vigil.
Yes, and on day
And what happened there?
Day one of my cultural fast, the province's order was to have me arrested, and I was drug out of my tent by Vic PD by my feet.
And you're going back there now?
Yes, because I think that when we look at other governments who have recognized our cultural ceremonies, this is about a peaceful way of engaging new conversations around turning reconciliation from just something that the government talks about to actually doing. I've seen the city of Victoria and the community policing side of Victoria Police being very patient in trying to learn and understand what our cultural fasts and ceremonies are about and why we'd like them to be recognized. And I would hope that the municipalities that we'll be moving to, like Saanich and View Royal and maybe Oak Bay, will take a page from the City of Victoria and their community policing department and not be like Duncan and send in 40 RCMP officers to arrest an Indigenous woman.
Do you think tomorrow that they're going to let you stay there and continue your prayer vigil?
I'm hopeful that the new BC government, Green and NUP, who are talking about supporting the Declaration of Indigenous Rights, will choose not to have me arrested on day 16 of cultural fast. But I'm hopeful, but at the end of the day I kind of also think that a politician is a politician, so it remains to be seen, and the ball is in their court tomorrow.
Well, thank you, Chrissy. I appreciate you standing. I'm really always happy to see anybody stand at all, because it's very rare these days for people to make any kind of a stand. It's pretty hopeless to change that system. Thank you. This is David and Jonathan, One Earth Communications. We're on, I guess this is Blanchard, on the highway, and right now there's 10 cents set up, and this is Chrissy Brett, who's doing her 59-day or 49-day cultural fast. So this is a stand, and tomorrow she's moving this camp back to St. Anne's Academy, where she was just arrested. So David and Jonathan, Judgment Day News, One Earth Communication.